What's up guys, my name is BoostStreams and today we're back with another Arknights DPS Showdown. My voice might sound a little off since I'm still recovering from COVID, but I wanted to get this video out anyway, so if you want to show your support, leave a like and subscribe. We're going for 300 likes this video. If you want to talk about Arknights with friends, come join my Discord. Today we will be comparing Eunectes and Skadi, the two duelist queens. Although Eunectes is a defender, she has some of the highest stats in the game. She is a thick snack girl who can also summon a mech and kill everything in her tracks. Her first talent, have her attacks deal 108% damage when HP is above 50%, and when her HP is lower than 50%, she gains the shelter effect, which reduces the physical and arts damage she takes. Her second talent is her unique quality, where she only recovers SP while blocking enemies. This means she requires some careful positioning so she can charge her skill, so you will have to make sure to put her on the field first to block some enemies before she takes on a boss in her mech, which is her skill 3. This skill increases attack by 230%, defense by 160%, and increases her block +2, and restores 6% HP every second at Mastery 3. When it's over, she is stunned for 5 seconds. Our next contestant is Skadi, a duelist guard. Skadi was featured in my first DPS Showdown on skill 2, but this time we will be using skill 3, which is comparable to Eunectes. We won't go over Skadi's talents again, but her skill 3 increases her attack, defense, and max HP by 130%. Although this doesn't have the same crazy multipliers as Eunectes S3, it does increase her max HP, which Eunectes S3 does not do. It does miss out, however, on the HP regen, which means she often needs a healer paired with her. Needless to say, these talents turn both Skadi and Eunectes into raid bosses for the enemies. First up we have the CC number 6 Permamap Wild Scales with the Risk 2 Shield Croc tag. First, let's take a look at Eunectes. In Risk 18 strategies, Kaltzid is traditionally used to hold the left side here, but in this instance, I tried out using Eunectes instead. Here we see that Eunectes has the raw firepower to shred through the crocodiles and is fully capable of holding the side on her own. But because her skill only regenerates while blocking, she has to wait for more enemies to charge her skill. As such, she is not able to have it up for every crocodile, but has enough attack to kill them without her skill as well. They also lose 40% defense while being blocked, which is perfect since Eunectes deals physical damage, and they normally have a respectable 950 defense. Since her skill is only single target, however, she ends up letting 2 red mark infiltrators sneak through. But since we don't have the 1 HP risk, this is not a problem. Eunectes was able to kill the shield croc in 6.1 seconds with her skill 3. Next up we have Skadi. I put Skadi on the same tile as Eunectes on skill 3 with Warfarin to help heal her, since her skill 3 does not provide health regen like Eunectes. Thanks to her attack increase from skill 3, she's able to slice through the crocodiles pretty rapidly. Once again, because of her 1 block, she lets 2 infiltrators through. Since her S3 increases her defense and max HP, she's able to tank the crocodiles decently well, but still needs some help from Warfarin. This is impressive since she is not a defender operator and the crocodiles have an attack of 1050. This is only 37 lower than Skadi's 1087 base attack. Since her skill recharges while not blocking enemies, unlike Eunectes, this theoretically gives her an advantage. But Skadi was only able to activate her skill twice versus Eunectes' 3 times. This is because her long 50-second skill duration provides an awkward window for only killing one enemy at a time. Skadi was able to kill the shield Croc in 7.38 seconds with her skill 3. I would say that overall, Eunectes and Skadi performed equally well here, with the key difference being Eunectes' better ability to tank and her self HP regen. Next up we have Faust from 510. Let's take a look at Eunectes. First off, I used Eunectes and Skadi to hold the lane for the entire stage. With some help from Saga, Myrtle, and Rosmontes, they were able to pull this off without letting any enemies leak through. Then, Eunectes was able to kill Faust in a relatively short 8.14 seconds. There's not much to say here other than Eunectes' raw attack output made some of the toughest bosses look almost as weak as a slug. I used the same strategy with Skadi, and she was able to hold the lane well on skill 3, once again becoming a raid boss for the enemy. In the end, she was able to finish off Faust in a short 12.02 seconds. This is because of how much her skill 3 increases her attack. So like Eunectes, she had the raw power to slice through this super annoying boss. If you can't tell yet, I don't like Faust very much. Cue CC2 flashbacks. Third up we have Jesselton Miller. Eunectes was able to take out Jesselton Miller's first form in a mere 6.56 seconds. In Jesselton Miller's first form, he has a similar defense to Faust, but significantly lower HP, so this time is to be expected. His second state, however, took about 4 more seconds, since his defense increases from 400 to a whopping 1400, proving a tough challenge, but nothing Eunectes can't conquer with her super high attack in her mech, finishing off both forms in a brisk 17.02 seconds. Skadi had a similar experience, finishing off Jetson's first form in a quick 9.3 seconds, but taking 25.33 seconds total for both forms. Since Skadi just doesn't have the same crazy multipliers as Eunectes and is thus at a fundamental disadvantage. Although, notice that there is some room for error in Skadi's run. This is because I had to place Warframe to keep Skadi alive, where in Eunectes' run I did not have to place Warframe. But even with this, maybe 2 seconds extra, Skadi still would not have come out on top, since she took about 8 seconds more than Eunectes. Nevertheless, it is impressive that both Skadi and Eunectes were able to solo both phases of Jesselton Miller within one skill window. Finally, we have our insane, super crazy, full debuff showcase versus Patriot. Here are all the charts once again so you can look at them side by side. Who do you think won? Leave a comment down below. I don't think it would be a stretch to say that Eunectes won here, but I'll leave it up to you. Thanks as always for watching. Peace.